Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it. Especially for Nigel's equitable friends.
Hello, Chuckabutties! Happy New Year 2023! And may you have Shakespearean strawberries and love throughout the new year!
Happy New Year to you all, and strawberries for love and good fortune.
Ah, it's Glinda, the good witch from the north! Thank you for your greetings, and Shakespearean strawberries and love to you! Hello, Chuckabutties, and thank you to Glinda, the good witch of the north. I think that's the last time we'll be seeing Glinda this year, because haven't the first few weeks of January passed so quickly? So, Huggabutties, Chuckabutties, Happy New Year to you, and strawberries, Shakespearean strawberries, love to all of you. And why, as an entertainment entrepreneur, I've been asked by my equitable friends to respond to their comments. And this particular, you all right there? Yes. And this particular time, they've harked back to something that Equity said a few weeks ago. And it was a quote that said that northern audiences, this is after the Arts Council, this new wonderful idea, redistributing money and cutting things. They said, well, following that, northern audiences are being offered pound shop opera in a car park and being expected to be grateful for it. Now, come on. Have we understood the relationship between the North, Newcastle, and even Northern Ireland and Scotland and Wales and London? Because, you see, years ago, as a youngster, I was a youngster once upon a time, it was always said, well, the BBC produced a show at Dickinson Road in Manchester, the studios there, and if it was a success, take it down to London, let London get all the credit. And so that's what happened. Everything is taken down to London. And even now, there's a quote from somebody from the English National Opera. Well, of course, the English National Opera has to be based in London because that's where all the venues are and all the audiences are. But that's because it's happened over the years, isn't it? You see, when you think of levelling up, if you've not done it for a long time, then realistically, it does become very difficult to do it. And is the North expected to get the leftovers because London need to keep their first division impetus? You see, think about it. From what I sort of think as an entertainment entrepreneur, that show business and the arts is somewhere in between the demands of big business and something like football. You see, because if you ask people like, well, Mohamed Salah, and what about Ruben Diaz, and who else have you got? Christian Eriksen. Yes, ask them, and they don't bother playing in London, do they, all the time? They go where the venue is, and where the venue is, then the audiences come. So the problem is now, where are the venues? So the other guy from the English National Opera is absolutely spot on the ball when they say, well, this plan came out, but nobody had actually discussed with Opera North in Leeds or the Royal College of Music in Manchester or other venues. Where are the venues going to be? And personally, I'm very, very disappointed about Oldham Coliseum. But when it comes to levelling up, if it's not been done for years and years, you get situations in Leeds. I mean, the transport in Leeds, it's a city the size of Lille in Flanders, in northern France. And yet Lille has got an integrated transport system. There's an envy of everywhere. And Leeds, well, just try and get from east to west, north to south, and you're stumped. Because there's nothing. Because that integration hasn't carried on. And this is what's happened, in fact, with the Arts Council. You see, big business want big bangs for bucks. And it's easier to get big bangs for bucks if you've already got some sort of integration. That's why when it says, well, let's build the Elizabethan line. Because it's already integrated into something else. And so it's bound to give much better big bangs for bucks. I was going to say guts for garters then. It's a bit like that, trying to get money out of government and things, but I think any government for that matter, given these sort of very difficult times. So what do we have to do? Well, some are going to be surprised that Nigel says this, but look at the example of Channel 4 and the BBC. The BBC, for example, Channel 4 have got headquarters in Leeds, and the BBC, well, when I was a youngster and used to pop along to Top of the Pops at Dickinson Road in Manchester and do a little jive. I could do that. Everybody thought, Top of the Pops. But the policy seemed to be, well, if it works in Manchester and it's successful, let's take it back to London. Let's take it back to London. We want all the glamour in London. And that's been going on for years. But now the BBC are setting another example. Media City in Salford. It won't work. It won't work. The stars won't go there. The stars won't go there. Work and money. Moving the business to Manchester. No. Nobody's going to be interested. Science to Cardiff. No, never. But it has worked. It has worked. Give them the venue, the right environment. The stars will come and the audiences will come. And that's really what it's all about. And so, equity, when it comes to levelling up, please understand, as I'm sure you do, the requirements of London and the status it's got worldwide. But you see, if we want to level up, it can't be a case of London saying, well, we've got our money, so get the government to give you that bit now. We need to be following the example, this is my humble opinion, of the BBC, and actually actively levelling up by providing the venues to attract the people. So there we are. So when it comes to northern audiences are being offered pound shop sort of opera in a car park. In fact, I'll show you one thing that's quite funny. We've got our pound shops here, but we know value for money. We don't say, well, the money's coming, so let's just spend it. We say, how do we get more activity, more results for our pound? Indeed. Just have a look at this. The Pound Bakery, and what sort of food you can get for a couple of quid. This'll make you chuckle. Now some might say, well, unless I can quaff my Dom Perignon with that, or a nice Vino Blanco, then it's not really good food. It's wonderful food. And good value. And that's the thing, if the Arts Council give money and a direction to the north, and there is proper consultation, then similarly, there'll be opportunities from Newcastle, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, because unlike London, and I say this with some hesitancy, Hilary, but unlike London, we have to deliver value for bucks, because we've always invariably been starved by government, whatever government, down in London. So come on, let's have some equal levelling up, shall we? And very good to everybody. Thank you very... what? Thank you, Hilary, because Hilary is letting me do a quick aside to insert into the video to explain how I, Nigel Cecil, entertainment entrepreneur, got my first taste of the arts. And it shows you the importance of levelling up. It was when I was a school pupil, and along with some other members of my class, we were invited to a live performance of the Halle Orchestra at the Free Trade Hall in Manchester. What an eye-opener! And I still remember Shostakovich, what a character, came on stage and spoke to us all and explained his cello concerto and then performed it for us. It was marvellous. And then another time, the Halle Orchestra and the Halle Choir were performing at King's Hall, Bellevue, Handel's Messiah. And as youngsters, we were invited along, and it was amazing. And then afterwards, we were invited to a party, a Christmas party, put on by the Halle Orchestra. And you know, one thing I'll never forget. Sir John Barbarolli came round and spoke to us, moi, as a 12-year-old, and spoke, and he said, "What did you think of the performance?" And we'd been genuinely moved. And when we all said that, we clapped. Sir John Barbarolli, you could feel the emotion, the tears in his eyes, that he'd got through to us. And again, that stuck with us. And that sort of thing is what culture, the arts and levelling up is all about. You know, back to you, Hilary, and the main video. What? Hilary's reminding me again. Yes, my joke-a-rooney. What have we got, Hilary? Well, please keep your emails coming in and everything. Oh, have we had this one before? Well, it's probably good for the Arts Council and anybody else who's keeping a shut eye to levelling up. What do you call a deer with no eyes, Arts Council? What do you call a deer with no eyes? Have you got your eyes open? What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. Well, on that point, let's see if we can all join together and level up for the benefit of everybody, to name that last word, inclusively throughout the whole 4 nations of the United Kingdom. So keep on levelling up, and I've got my gavel to bang, so until the next time, all the best, and may you have a levelling up week ahead of you. Bye for now.
Nigel Cecil, equity as you like it.